Today we're taking a look at 15 macOS tips and tricks, which I don't think I've posted about before, but I have posted a previous macOS tips and tricks video, which I will leave somewhere here or in the link in the description, so you can watch it after this one, because it also has some great stuff in there. A lot of people liked it, left great feedback, and said they learned a lot of stuff. Now, even if you walk away after today's video only learning one new thing, that's better than before you watch the video. Now, today's video is sponsored by Odoo, and more about that later on in the video, but for now, if it's your first time here, my name's Almir, aka Mr. HTech. On this channel we make tech simple. If I do earn your subscription, remember there is a subscribe button down below. If you do like the video, please hit that like button. Brand new wallpaper pack I'm releasing, and I'm going to release it exclusively on Instagram with a discount code for the first 100 people to get it completely for free. So I'm going to leave a QR code and a link in the description for my Instagram page. Make sure to go check that out. Follow me over there. Say hello, leave a comment, do anything like that. Would greatly appreciate it. And let's get into the video and check out these tips and tricks. We're starting off with the menu bar. Now, as you can see in the top right hand of the menu bar, you've got different icons representing different applications that are open, as well as different quick access shortcuts like keychain, spotlight, Wi-Fi, and control center. Something you can do if you go into the settings and go to control center, you can select what you want to be shown in the menu bar or not to be shown in the menu bar, or only to be shown when it's actually active, which is a nice little addition because then you get quick access to certain things you might want to toggle on and off. Another thing you can do though, if you go into the control center, you can drag and drop certain things into the menu bar directly. So for example, if you've got sound and you want to have quick access, drag and drop it straight to the menu bar, and now you've got full access to all your sound stuff. And if you ever want to remove anything you've dragged on, all you have to do is hold Command, click and drag away till you see the X, and it's gone. So it's a nice little addition. You can have more icons up there for quick access to things you frequently access. The second tip is technically not a built-in tip into macOS, but it is a free app, and I think a lot of you out there are going to like it. Now, you know how usually when you're on a dock, say for example Chrome, you have multiple windows open, and you want to see what them windows are. Well, usually when you go on Chrome and you right click, it's just going to show you different names of the windows. So you kind of know, for example, one of them may be Amazon, eBay. So you know that you're on that website, but you don't have a visual representation of what's actually being shown. Well, with the DockDoor app, what you can actually do is hover over the app and it shows you a thumbnail with the name at the bottom. You can change the sizes of the thumbnails, but it's a nice and clear way to see what's on each window that you have access to before you even click it. And I think this is going to be a really nice one. And you can use Mission Control for built-in into Mac, but it only brings up the windows that are actually open and not the ones that are minimized. Whereas DockDoor will have the minimized ones grayed out, and then the opened apps going to have full color. So a great little app, completely free, and I think a lot of you are going to like it. So this is a pretty cool one if you've got an iPhone. We all know you can transfer files wirelessly to your Mac machine using AirDrop. But did you know you can take files directly and it will transfer itself to your Mac just by clicking on a few buttons? So if you go into your desktop, right click, you'll have the option import from iPhone. At the top, it will show you the corresponding iPhone that you're connected to. And then you have options, for example, take photo. You can take a photo directly on your iPhone. It will transfer it straight away to your Mac machine. No need to click on AirDrop and then go through that process. You can also scan documents. So you can scan multiple pages using your iPhone camera, and it will compile that into one PDF file, which comes in handy quite often. Also, you can add a sketch, but that's up to you if you want to do that. But the other two options, I feel like it's something you can use quite frequently, and it could save you a lot of time. So this is a good one for those of you that like to watch YouTube videos, which I think is all of us. Now, often when people are watching YouTube videos and they want to do something else on their screen, whether it be edit videos, browse the web, whatever it may be, they tend to resort to trying to minimize the whole window and position it into a section of the screen where it won't get in the way. But that doesn't often work out that well, because you have this top section of the browser and the bottom section, which takes a lot of maneuvering about, minimizing and whatnot just to get it perfect. Something else you can do which saves a lot of time and is so much better is if you right click on the video, it doesn't matter if you're in Safari or Chrome, right click twice, you'll get this option for picture in picture. And what this does when you click it, it takes out just the video picture, and then you can minimize the browser, and now you have access to the actual video, which you can minimize, make it as big or small as you want, and it doesn't get in the way, doesn't distract you, because it's literally just a video and nothing else around it. I've been using this one quite often and it comes in handy quite a lot. So I think you're going to like that one. So sometimes you're going to have to sign a document, whether it's an invoice, contract, whatever it may be. And luckily in macOS, there's multiple different ways you can do that. I've had to do it multiple times and it works every single time. Let me show you. So I've got a document here opened up with preview. So it's a PDF document, has a nice big box for the signature here. So what you're going to do, go to markup, get this signature tool here, and it's going to give you three options. You can either choose trackpad if you've got a MacBook, or you've got the portable trackpad that can connect to your Mac. You can use camera, so if you've got a webcam, you can actually write your signature on a piece of paper, position it to the webcam, and it's going to scan it and position it the right way. Click done, and now you can put that signature in the box, and happy days. Another thing you can do is if you have an iPhone, you can actually go to the signature tab, create new signature, click on iPhone, and then on your iPhone, you're going to get a black box. It's going to come up and it will let you actually write your signature out and then press done. And that will transfer it directly on your machine, which you can then use in the actual PDF document. Now, before we move over to the next tip, here's a quick message from today's video sponsor, Odoo, on some tips and tricks if you're starting your own business. So running a business takes some serious coordination. And in my case, that business is this YouTube channel. Now, from the idea stage to the upload, there is so many moving parts in between. And that's exactly why I use Odoo, which is an all-in-one business management software. And today I'm going to show you their projects app, which is something I use to keep me organized. Now, I've built out a workflow which matches exactly how I work. Each video starts off in the video idea stage, moves through to scripting, filming, thumbnail design, upload and SEO, and finally to the publish stage. Now, the view I've chosen is the Kanban view. I personally prefer it, but there are others you could choose from, including Gantt and list views. It's all down to your personal preference. In each task, I can assign deadlines, assignees, and subtasks, and in the chatter, I can collaborate efficiently with colleagues and external stakeholders by sending emails or logging internal notes. Everything stays organized and visual, so I know exactly where each video is at any given moment. It's made planning and publishing my videos way more efficient. And Odoo doesn't stop at project management. They've got a whole suite of over 45 different applications businesses can use, from CRM to inventory, invoicing, marketing tools, and more. And the best part is all the apps work together seamlessly. The first Odoo app you choose, like the project one for example, is free for life. It's a great way to get you started. If you want their full suite of apps, plans start from only $19.90 per month. So if you're a creator like me or you're running any kind of business, check out Odoo. It's helped me stay focused, consistent, and way ahead of schedule. Check the link in the description box to try Odoo for free today. The next tip is actually Spotlight Search, and there's a few ways you can open it up. So you can click the magnifying glass in the top menu bar and that will bring it up, or you can do a shortcut way, hold Command and press Spacebar. And Spotlight Search is a very powerful tool, and this is only some of the stuff it can do. So if you want to find out real-time currency rates, what you can do is, for example, 300 Great British pounds into euro, and it gives you that rate straight away and accurate from Yahoo Finance. Another thing you can do is do distances as well. So for example, 1.2 meters into centimeters. I know that's a simple one, but just to give you an idea. And finally, another one, for example, if you want 345.32 kg into pounds, gives you straight away the calculation. So very nice for finding out quick currency rates if you're going on holiday or something like that, as well as a bunch of other stuff it can do. Probably deserves its own video, but for now that's just something you can do on it. So this is a way to quickly preview files, whether it's PDF document, an image, video, whatever it may be, and you don't actually have to open the application to view the file, and it saves a lot of time. So what you can do, just go over the file, press space, it previews it for you. This is the signature one we did previously. Press space again to close it. Same as an image, just press space and then press space to close it. And it closes the actual document. And this is a really nice way you can preview documents without actually opening them in the application, which should save you a lot of time. This is a pretty good one if you've got a bunch of windows open on the screen and you want to have them displayed on the screen equally without having to actually manually minimize, maximize them, or position them on the screen. So all you have to do is pick one of the windows, hover over the green button, and it will give you a bunch of options to move and resize them, fill and arrange them. So for example, for me now, I've got 4 different windows and I want them to be positioned on the screen equally so I can see all of them. So I'll just go on this one that has the option for 4, click it, and it positions them perfectly, all done for me without me having to actually do it by myself. So another quick time saver if you want to use multiple windows and you don't want to position them yourself. So the preview app is actually a pretty cool tool, and it's very powerful. Not only is it just for previewing files like I showed you before, but you can do a bunch of other stuff on it. Let me show you. So if you open up a document, say an image on the preview app, click the markup tool, you'll see you've got a bunch of options up here to choose. You can do custom shapes, normal standard shapes, add text to it, add signatures. You can also change the image dimensions and also the image colors, which is a nice little touch. Another thing you can actually do is if you go to the tools, you can go to remove background and it will remove the background of the image for you and convert it to PNG. It's not always perfect, but majority of the time it works pretty well. Here's a little tip for those of you that use multiple monitors like myself. As you can see, the dock is at the bottom on that monitor. If I want to position it to that monitor, all I have to do is move my mouse to the top, go to the bottom of the monitor, give it a wiggle, and the dock will move there. And as a bonus tip, you see the line on the dock. You can actually use that to change the size of the dock to be however big or small you want it. So a tip which I think I've mentioned before, but it does come in handy quite often, is if you go to settings, go to dock and desktop and dock, all the way at the bottom we've got hot corners. And what hot corners do is it allows you to open up a certain application or a shortcut when you position your mouse to a corner of the screen. So for example, you've got a different bunch of options here. What I've set is quick note in the top right hand corner. So if I need to leave a quick note of something or to remember something, all I have to do is move my mouse to the top right hand corner and it allows me to leave a note. Comes in handy quite often. And while we're in the notes, here's another tip which I think a lot of you out there are going to like. So oftentimes you have to fill out stuff and it's usually the same thing. For example, say your email address, constantly having to fill it out, and there should be a shortcut, and there is a shortcut way to get that done, save you a lot of time. So if you go to settings, go all the way down to keyboard, go to text replacement, and as you can see, I've set 3 different text replacements for me as an example. So for example, I put the 2 @ symbols and that will fill out my email address. LSS will fill out like, subscribe and share. And then TLS, this is the long sentence, which is an example I did for this video. So when you're in notes, if I do 2 @ symbols, press spacebar, it fills out the email address. I no longer have to keep filling it out for myself, as well as LSS, and it gives me the option to replace it to the like, subscribe and share. And then also TLS gives me the option to replace it for this one I've set. This is something that comes in handy quite often if you have something which you constantly have to write out. Putting it as a shortcut with a couple of different letters will save you a lot of time. Now this is a cool tip for those of you that usually have a lot of windows or tabs open on your browser, whether it be Safari or Chrome, and you accidentally close the window, but you forgot where you got the window from or how you got to it in the first place, and you need to get back to it. All you have to do is press Command, Shift and T at the same time, and it will restore that page. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 page or 2 pages, 3 pages, whatever it may be. Even if I close Google News and Yahoo, and then I press Command Shift T, it'll open up Yahoo, and I press Command Shift T again, it'll open up Google News, and that will work with however many pages you opened up or closed previous to that one. So this one's pretty good for those of you who want your Mac to stay awake temporarily without having to go into the system settings and start making changes. So what you're going to do is open up Terminal. Best way to do that is press Command and Spacebar to bring up Spotlight Search. Search for Terminal, press Enter. And once you're in Terminal, all you have to type in is caffeinate, and then when you press Enter, this will now caffeinate the system, so it will not go to sleep and it will stay awake for as long as you need it to be. And once you want to turn this off, all you have to do is press Command and W, and it will give you this option to terminate the command. Now you can also have it on for a certain period of time. So if you type in caffeinate -T and then put in a specified period in seconds, so if I put 3600, that equates to 1 hour. So if I press Enter, now it will caffeinate for 1 hour and then it will automatically turn off. But like I said before, Command and W, you can terminate the command itself. Comes in very handy if you need to do an update or you need your machine to be awake for a certain period of time and you don't want to have to go meddling through the settings and changing stuff that you rely on usually. So that was my macOS tips and tricks video. I really hope you learned something in this video. Let me know in the comments box below which tip or trick was your favorite, which one you think you're going to be using the most. And if you knew all of the tips and tricks in this video, also let me know in the comments box below because I find that hard to believe. But bravo if you did. Now, if I did earn your subscription, remember, There's a subscribe button down below. We're growing the community. We're just over 22k subscribers. Like the video if you did like it. Share it with your friends and family who you also think might enjoy this content. Don't forget to follow my Instagram. I'm going to leave the links and QR code somewhere here. And I appreciate you watching, appreciate your support. Tune in for more macOS content and general tech content on the channel. And I'll catch you on the next one.